Many of us dream about a $100,000 massive home gym. But when the alarm goes off, it's time to put on your big boy pants, pull on those bootstraps, and cowboy up. That's why I'm reviewing an all-in-one compact home gym that is specifically tailored for you, but at a massive savings. The No Fate channel, checking in. Jonathan here, and you, my friend, are a real man. A man's man. You aren't looking to make mildly ironic and slightly inappropriate TikTok videos in your home gym. You need a specific gym tailored to your lifting program, your equipment, and be compact enough to allow you to park the car in the garage. You are part of the silent majority of home gym owners, but gym equipment companies hear you, and that's why you have seen a recent massive push to incorporate functional trainers, in-rack storage, and even a full-fledged power rack, all in a succinct location. And that's why today I am reviewing the GET RX'd HRFTS-4000 in order to determine if it's worth your hard-earned money. Before it even arrives, there is a ton to love about the HRFTS-4000. There are an amazing amount of customization options.
Forget about it.
You can go 4-post, 6-post, or even wall-mounted, and you can get this with the selectorized functional trainer weight stack or without. They also have shelving in the back to specifically tailor it to the equipment that you have. Dumbbells, kettlebells, slam balls. The world is your oyster. Now, in terms of colors, colors, you can get cross members in a multitude of colors, and the uprights come in either black powder coat or clear coat. There are a whole host of potential Frankenstein setups you can do with this design to get it to perfectly fit into your space and into your workout programming. You can even get a punching bag if that's, well, your bag. The black powder coat and overall build quality, high end. And the Pulley System has a beautiful glossy feel to it. You can tell they went with some nice top of the shelf aluminum pulleys. Now each weight stack has 200 pounds, so the real feel when you pin this out on the end is going to be 100 pounds because of that 2-to-1 ratio.
I know you. You know you. And I know you know that I know you.
100 pounds isn't nearly enough to handle your massive gains, but the selectorized functional trainer comes with band pegs, so you can slap on a pair of bands and get a beautiful, nice resistance curve at the peak of your power and get a sick pump in the process. You can buy an attachment that will allow you to connect both of the functional trainer pulleys, allowing you to effectively double the weight stack, or you can simply go out and buy a gym pin. This will allow you to load plates into the functional trainer on top of the full stack. If you go on the GET RX'd website in order to find the max capacity of this cable, it's nowhere to be found. But during my intense testing with plates, bands, this thing handled everything I could throw at it with no issues. So for all of you strong men out there, this is going to have you covered. Thank you for using my affiliate links, but using those affiliate links, which are in the description of today's video, not only keeps this ice bath so cold it'll make inflation shrink, it does go to help give back. So let me know when you use those links so that I can send you a small token of my appreciation. The stability on this thing is absolutely amazing, and rightfully so. You've got 3x3 construction with 11 gauge steel. That in and of itself should make this thing pretty dang heavy. But when you throw on the 200-pound weight stacks on each side, this thing isn't going anywhere, and there's no need to bolt it down. The GET RX'd HRFTS-4000 has 1-inch holes, meaning it will be compatible with most of your typical rack attachments. Keep in mind this is made overseas, so that if you have American-made attachments, you're going to find that they do fit, but there's a little bit more wiggle room in there. Also, every other hole is numbered. And while we wish it was every one, you look smart enough to be able to divide by 2. Now the spacing on the holes is 1.5 inches, which is better than most of the competitors' 2 inches. Keep in mind that is going to allow you to have slightly more options to better align your safeties and your J-cups. But because this is not going to specifically match up with a lot of the competitors out there, some attachments just aren't going to be able to fit as intended. Cost. Always the biggest factor when picking any piece of home gym equipment. And that's where the GET RX'd HRFTS-4000 really shines like a diamond. An inexpensive diamond. Now, GET RX'd wasn't the first company to take a functional trainer and stick it inside of a power rack. And when you compare this to the competition, like for like, apples to apples, you are saving at least $700. But in most cases, you're going to be saving over $1,000. That amount of money isn't pocket change and is a big factor in favor of GET RX. Now, there are a few things that just annoy me, thanks to my OCD, but they're not necessarily deal breakers. As far as the uprights, you've got 2 color options, and while 2 is better than 1, I frankly just want more. I know Adrian over at Gluck's Gym got these in clear coat, and he said they were fantastic, but at the end of the day, I wish they had color options to match the cross members. Now, I wish every company would simply standardize their power rack dimensions, allowing for consumers to mix and match as they see fit, almost like Legos. But that is never, and I do mean never, going to happen.
No! God, please, no!
Their storage shelves are not going to be fitting Rep, Rogue, or Bells of Steel. And as a good rule of thumb, when you go with the power rack, you really want to stick with that company for all of your attachments in order to make sure there's no gotchas. Now, my longtime subscribers know that I absolutely love my pull-ups, and the GET RX does have a number of pull-up options for you to choose from. The one thing that they're missing out on is the multi-grip pull-up bar, which just happens to be my favorite. Most functional trainers have the guide rod physically connected to the first plate. GET RX just for some reason decided that wasn't a feature that they needed. Now the good news is it does not impact the actual smoothness and the use of the functional trainer whatsoever, but part of me just wishes they had connected it. The 93-inch height is going to fit in your garage and many of your basements, but for you short kinks like myself who have low ceiling clearances, I really wish they made a shorter version. The GET RX safeties actually load from the side instead of the front. And this is a little bit annoying because you've got to have a high angle of insertion in order to properly load them. Now, I've had them for a while and I've gotten a little bit used to them. However, I still find front-loaded options to be more practical.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
And with the GET RX'd HRFTS-4000 coming in over $1,000 under the competition, you know it's not perfect. And there are really 2 things I wish GET RX'd would fix. At the top and the bottom of this rack, they actually utilize different size hardware. And while I'm sure they had their reasonings in the design process, it makes for a massive nuisance and it limits the amount of vertical real estate you have to store your attachments. The other main annoyance is the lack of a pop pin. While adjusting the height of the functional trainer is smooth, easy, and quick, you still have to load in your safety pins, and because they use different size hardware, you're going to need different size pins at the top. I think GET RX certainly missed an easy layup by simply making all of these holes the same size and adding a pop pin. It would make it much more user-friendly and give it an even more premium touch. The GET RX'd HRFTS-4000 has value written all over it, and a high level of customization to specifically tailor this to your lifting needs. Now, the price point is another massive reason you want to be considering this thing, because $1,000 in your pocket is going to buy you a whole lot more home gym equipment. And you couple that with the high level of customization and the massive space savings, and this thing is going to be right in the bullseye for many of you. For those of you building out a home gym in a small location, make sure you clearly identify the usable space that you have to work with. Then highlight your fitness goals and your lifting style and preferences, and then work backwards to get the best equipment that specifically matches all of those things. And remember, buy once, cry once. If you made it this far in the video,
Did we just become best friends?
Yup!
now YouTube knows you want to watch more amazing, epic, viral, trending videos, so they're suggesting these two bad boys. And if you made it this far, as usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.